A little late to decide that, isn't it?
What's up, guys? Oh my god. I almost died on live. I almost said television.
Almost died on live television. I'm gonna go
Almost died on live television.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, guys? No name here.
It me, Decoy.
And I'm in the back.
And Ryan's somewhere off on the side somewhere.
Ryan, you can climb up. You can climb up in the back of the thing here if you want.
Yeah, I will. I'm working on something.
All right.
All right.
So, in case you guys didn't see the title of the stream, we're going over a couple of things here as far as how we got into Airsoft. So, it is kind of a shorter...
It's actually working there now, finally.
Yeah, it has been working there.
Oh, it has been?
Yeah, that's how I've been doing it.
It wasn't working the first time I streamed off this laptop. Whatever.
I don't know, whatever. It's probably because your laptop sucks. Maybe if you weren't streaming on a potato.
I'm back.
So, Decoy is back. So, I'm super happy about that. I missed him a lot.
Aw.
Very much.
Aw.
Like, too much. Just got a little weird here, huh? So, anyway.
That only Cloudy can do that. I'm sorry.
So, we're going to go over how we got into Airsofts. And like I said, it's going to be a little bit short of a topic. So we're also going to squeeze in there a little bit of some of the different roles that you would fill in if you were to go to a Milsim event.
Yes.
So, but before we do that, just a couple announcements of what's coming up. So we have, today's the 27th? Yes.
Yes.
So this weekend, we do not have any specialty gaming from that 8 to midnight time slot. So
Sorry.
There won't be anything going on from there. So we just have our normal gaming on Saturday. So from the 12 to 8. And the reason for that is on the Sunday, we have our Extreme Vice up.
Never heard of it.
It was your idea.
Shh. I forgot to grab the card from the show, but Extreme Vice.
So, we have our Extreme Vice op coming up. So that's going to be super, super awesome. So we have figured out at least 2 of the team leaders. So you are going to be leading who?
The Vice Squad.
He's going to be leading the Vice Squad. I am going to be leading the Central American drug cartel called La Barba. And anybody who doesn't speak Spanish, that means the beard.
That's weird.
It is.
That worked out too well.
It did.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 teams, we have the DEA, and then we have the local Miami gang. They are called Los Drogas. And if anybody who doesn't know how to speak Spanish, it's the drugs.
Oh.
So we don't have team leaders for that yet, but we do have 2 possible people that we're going to be picking for those 2 team leaders. We might use Scott, leader of the Rycon Reapers. We might be using him for one of the teams, and then we'll figure out who the fourth person is going to end up being.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's coming up. Check that out. It is going to be awesome. So we did get patches for this one. So if you pre-register, you'll save yourself $5. You get a free event patch, and you get to pick your team.
Yeah, you're gonna want these patches.
They're actually probably my favorite patch.
Not to toot my own horn. I designed them, and they came out really well.
Out of all the event patches since I've started working here, this one is honestly probably my favorite event patch.
I guess I also did the Night Before Christmas one too, and I did the Vietnam Op one too. But
Yes,
that one didn't happen.
That one, yeah, it would have come out really good.
It would have been so
but
good.
The Vietnam Op, the reason why we didn't have patches was actually not our fault. We had actually sent out the design to whatever the patch company was.
Oh yeah, the camera is kind of canted.
Yeah, it's kind of canted a little bit. It's because we're on uneven terrain because we're in an off-road vehicle.
We didn't set up the green screen this time. I'm sorry.
So,
no, shift.
Yeah, it's kind of the computer right there. So, but definitely check that out. If you do not pre-register, you're paying the full price. You're not getting a free event patch, and you're not picking your team. So if you're coming here with a bunch of friends and you want to play on the same team as them, you have to pre-register.
Let me just hop up and move the camera forward and like readjust it.
Nah.
Sure.
You can see us fine.
All right. Well, if anyone in the audience needs me to do that,
we will adjust camera if the audience so pleases.
Yes.
So, but definitely check that out, and then that's going to be awesome. So there will be raffle prizes, just like we always do. And if enough people show up in I guess you could say period accurate costume.
Just Google image search Miami Vice. Light colored jackets and dark t-shirts underneath. That's literally the
Pretty
look.
much.
That's the look.
Pretty
the
much.
show invented that look. So.
And the way that the teams are set up, I believe we have the DEA and Vice are... Now, this isn't a mandatory. This is just to help make it easier to identify teams out in the field. But I believe we have it as Vice and DEA are green team, and the drug teams are tan team.
I mean, I'm not going to be wearing green.
Yeah, you don't have to. It's just a recommendation.
Yeah.
So
we still do armbands.
yeah, we're still gonna have the armbands out there. So it's not necessary to dress up that. It just makes it easier for identifying the teams when you are out there. So if you see a bunch of green dudes running around and you're wearing tan, you know that you shoot at all the green dudes.
You'd think.
You would think.
Trust me, I've got plenty of experience with people not understanding how those colors work.
True. That is true. Especially with multicam.
Mm-hmm. No, ACU.
ACU is another bad one.
At a field that's like, no, we separate our teams by green and tan. ACU is a bitch.
It is, because it's technically none of that.
Yeah. Weird.
So
yeah,
now,
UCP Delta.
I actually like UCP.
I know you do.
So now, one more quick thing before we actually get into the... I hate saying meat and potatoes, because it always makes me hungry.
Interesting how we got that request.
It is. That's weird.
I was going to blame Pete, but I knew who that was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was somebody knocking on the door. So...
Kind of sounded like it.
Quick spotlight. So we have here, and these things... I'm actually super, super happy that these came in. These I've been trying forever to try to get these things in. These things are absolute god tier as far as a pistol is concerned. I'm super happy about it. I don't know how you feel about it. I don't know if you know much about these guys. But these SIG, I know you can barely see it, but
you want me to hop out? And...
So I don't want to hop out on my, because I'm going to end up knocking my drink over. I can already
me
see
too,
that
actually.
happening. Yeah, but you have a cap on yours.
Yeah.
Mine's a can.
I don't care.
So we got these absolutely gorgeous. Cant it downwards a little bit. No, cant it. Tilt it forwards. There we go. No, up, forward. Right there, right there. So we got these absolutely god tier pink SIG 226 spring pistols.
Now this is 1-to-1 with your actual SIG, right?
So it is 1-to-1.
Except it doesn't have the like My Little Pony decals on it.
No, I didn't. So they're not decals. I actually have the My Little Pony engraved in the side of mine.
Really?
Yeah, I have it engraved. Just because the decals, they peel off. I want it to be nice and clean.
That's fair.
So mine, it's nice bright pink. So a couple differences from this to my real one is mine is complete pink. It's all pink instead of being two-tone, and it's got the My Little Pony engraved.
I believe yours actually has all the Fisher-Price licensing on it too.
Yes, mine does actually have the Fisher-Price licensing. But
all right, cool.
Yeah, buddy. We got a bunch of these. So, but now it's obviously it's a joke, but we do have a bunch of these guys here. So I know. But we do have a bunch of these guys here, so if you guys end up coming in on pistol shotgun nights and you just don't have enough money to buy yourself a gas blowback pistol, we got a bunch of these there. We bought these specifically for you guys. So I know it's kind of a little joke because it's pink, but I really don't. I would actually run one of these because why not? But now to get onto the real spotlight.
Oh, I should have brought my weird gun I picked up recently. ASG TAC-9.
Oh,
we talked about that.
We did, yes.
We should get them in the store. They're goofy.
So the real spotlight here is it's a collaboration between
The hell is that?
ACS and
ICS.
ISG.
My God.
So it's a collaboration between ASG and ICS. This is actually licensed from Hera Arms, which actually, beard hair, which actually is a real steel firearm company that's actually based out of Germany. It stands for it stands for High Quality European Oh, it's actually right here. High-grade European research for small arms, which is what the Hera arm stands for. And I will tell you right now, these things are absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, this stock on this gun is awesome. I mean, it's technically a California compliance stock, but oh man, does it look good.
Oh, I love it. I've seen a bunch of companies do stocks very similar to this, and they've never been comfortable. This one is actually super comfortable, because usually what happens is this piece right here, it kind of hangs up on your arm when you're trying to tuck your arm in. It's like it's not even there.
Yeah.
You can tuck in, it's not in the way, it's just super, super comfortable. You got a nice little rubberized texture here on your pistol grip. It's not on the foregrip, which is kind of upsetting. I kind of wish they did that, to be honest with you, but other than that, it actually is a really comfortable grip to hold on to. Full metal construction as far as the receivers and the rail go. Polymer stock, polymer grip, and it does come with a polymer magazine.
It's got a recoil system too, right?
I don't know if it's a recoil system, but it does have electric blowback.
Yeah, okay.
So it does have an electric blowback feature, and it actually does have a built-in MOSFET. So there are two different versions of these guys here. These are the standard version. They also do have the version that has the adjustable fire selector, so you can actually have burst mode instead.
Who made the gearbox inside? Is it an ICS gearbox or is it a ASG gearbox?
I am not sure who 100% OEMs it. All I know is that it was kind of a collaboration between the two of them.
Now, I could make some guesses.
I would assume that it would end up being an ICS.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's an ICS. I'm pretty sure the furniture is ASG.
Yes.
Because ASG does the distribution for Hera Arms, other things.
Yeah.
Fun fact about me, I don't use vertical grips except for the Hera Arms stubbies, which we just got in.
Yeah, we just got those in today.
I love those.
Those are actually really nice.
I just picked one of those up in OD as well.
Ooh.
Because I was like, I might want to run a vert grip some days, so here's an OD one to go with my 416.
That'd be nice.
Anyways.
But, definitely come in, check these out. These things are hot. Very limited stock. I wasn't able to bring too many of these in, so they were just dropped. They were just released. So,
why did you drop them? Why are you breaking things already?
I thought that was the point.
No.
I thought that was that.
These aren't classic Army. You don't try to break them immediately. Like,
but isn't that what isn't that what it means? Isn't that what it means when it?
It's a classic Army. You don't need to try to break it immediately. It's already broken.
No, you break it more.
But isn't that what it means when you say a product was dropped? You just drop it. That's what it means,
You're
right?
trying to make me walk away. You're trying to make me walk away from the stream.
Anyway, pick one of these up.
I know what you're doing here.
So definitely check these guys out. These things are
You can probably try to
awesome.
wedge it like right down here so they can still sort of see it. That's what I try to do.
This is an awkward
I say like we've done this more than once before, but
definitely check those things out. These things are awesome. Oh, actually, Ryan, since you're going to be hopping back there,
what am I doing?
put this somewhere where it's not going to like topple over, but you can still see it in the stream, please. Por favor.
poor flavor.
Poor flavor.
Poor flavor.
I haven't actually gotten to play with this yet.
Now, what is that in Spanish or whatever the hell language we were talking?
That's please.
It is.
You
It
uncultured
is.
swine.
Whoa.
I have a quick question on these guns.
What's up?
$10.
Why does it have pistol iron sights on the top of this flip-up sight that you cannot use unless you're one-handing the gun?
You know, that's been bothering me.
Why not?
Because they're only usable if you're one-handing the gun, and even
why
then
not,
they're not
though?
particularly usable.
Can you answer why they wouldn't?
Yeah, because it's a waste of plastic and time.
So? You're going to be making a Pack 40.
What's your point? It's totally unrelated.
How is that unrelated?
Because there
anyway,
was nothing on that
Your head is...
Yeah, your head is literally blocked by the
Yeah,
crossbar.
but I was specifically told to do that because we don't have any more cameras for my face to break.
So, getting to the
I missed you guys.
getting to the discussion at hand. So, how
Magnets,
did we?
how do they work?
Okay, now, how does Q know exactly what Gadget Spawn needs?
Because he's
What?
a fucking
Oh,
wizard.
that's an inside joke. That's a very inside joke. We were driving home from GamePod one day and I just belt that one out for no reason.
I can answer that, actually.
He's a wizard.
Because he's a wizard, Harry.
Yeah,
How did we get into airsoft?
Drop beats, not bombs. Abraham Lincoln.
Yep, I believe it. That sounds like something you would say.
Oh my god. Yeah, Ryan, language.
Did I swear?
You did actually.
Oh.
Nice.
See, I swear so frequently that it doesn't even I don't even notice anymore, and it's kind of a problem in polite company.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good thing I'm never in polite company.
Who would like to go first?
Oh, mine's kind of boring, but I got into airsoft. Did we talk about that? We're actually going to talk about how we got into airsoft. I don't think we mentioned that part.
I mentioned it.
I wasn't paying attention.
I know.
I'm very out of it right
I've
now.
noticed.
Um.
Moron.
Anyways, basically, it looked like fun. I played video games. It's like, okay, I'm getting a little tired of the same things going on in video games. I want to, I want to see what it might be like to play like with the BB guns and stuff. And airsoft isn't exactly BB guns, but it's a lot safer. Mm-hmm. So like, just started picking them up and playing out in the woods around, Sudbury, Mass. Kind of fell out of it. Moved to California. That's when like it started to get really popular again. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I'll go, check it out again. Spend some actual money on stuff that's not cheap plastic. And that's when I got back into it. That's the first thing I bought when I was like, I'm getting back into it, was the 416 I have out in the case. Well, not the one in the case now, but the one that was in the case as of a couple hours ago. So that's how I got back into it, and now I'm here.
Nice. Ryan?
I can't go into it for legal reasons. You see, kids, when you have a therapist, now honestly, oh God.
Where did we find you?
Oh, I was living out back, and Lenny asked me if I wanted a job.
And we still haven't fired you yet?
No, you can't. I'm kind of like a tumor. I always come back. Too soon? Too real?
Oh my God.
That's how did I get into airsoft? How did I get into airsoft?
Did you get into airsoft?
For starter, I guess I was one of those kids that was like, whenever I was hanging out with my friends and all that stuff, like we were always playing war, or army, or cowboy, cops and robbers, all the normal kid stuff. And then my cousin got an airsoft gun for his birthday because my uncle's very pro Second Amendment, as all red-blooded Americans should be, and he got my cousin an airsoft gun so he could start teaching my cousin firearm safety. And we started using that to play war, and then me and all the other cousins went, hey, we want airsoft guns because these are safe to shoot people with. And in a fit of absolute lunacy, my parents agreed and got me an airsoft gun. And then I started playing airsoft with my cousins, and then that spread to all my friends at school because we would all be hanging out, and I would start bringing airsoft guns to like play war, just shoot in the backyard with, and then all my school friends went, hey, we should get airsoft guns, and then that kind of snowballed. It's a lot more boring than it seemed at first.
I know I fell asleep.
Yeah. I'll be honest, I don't even remember how I started that conversation.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, I kind of fell asleep halfway through that.
So, the way I got into airsoft is it's a very similar situation to you guys, except it's not even close to being like you guys.
Awesome. That makes sense.
So, but basically, with
was it court-ordered therapy?
It actually was not.
Oh, well, that's one thing we don't have in common then.
It wasn't court-ordered.
Yeah.
But, so
two things we don't have in common then.
So I
it's electric blowback?
I was in the Army, and this is when I first got back. This was when I first got out of basic training, and boot camp. For you guys that don't know what basic training is.
And you realize that there are people that annoy you in this world. That
you mean the summer camp we run here?
No.
Not technically summer camp, but yeah.
Similar. Yeah, very similar idea.
Is it something along the lines of I got out of Army and realized that there are people that I really, really hate that I can't shoot in the face with simunitions anymore, so I'm going to trick them into playing Airsoft? Because I've got a couple of friends in the military, that's how they got into Airsoft.
That's so terrible.
Yeah, it is. But they're great people to hang around with as long as you don't annoy them.
Anyway.
Okay.
So, I really liked doing a lot of the room clearing and the CQB, the house to house, I loved doing a lot of that urban combat training. So, I decided to start getting into Airsoft, and I had a couple of my buddies that I was able to convince to get their own Airsoft guns, and they just never had the time to play, and I wasn't about to go to a field by myself and play with people I didn't know, because I wanted to have a team of people I knew so we could properly clear.
Weird.
So I know, it's weird like that. So we just never ended up really going. So I fell out of it, and a few years after, a bunch of Jet Desert Fox's videos started popping up on my YouTube.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was roughly the time like I would have been in California.
I didn't actually start watching with Jet. I got Scout the Doggy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That was how I got into. That was how I got interested in Airsoft.
So a bunch of his videos started popping up in my feed, and I was like, I might as well watch some of them, because I know I watched some of the old like Green Mountain Ranger stuff and all that. So I started watching his videos, and I'm like, it actually looks a lot, because I never realized it was that side of the Airsoft. I thought it was just going to a field and you play.
Exactly.
So I didn't realize that there was that side of it. I didn't realize it could get that in depth. So I was like, I want to start getting back into it. So I started buying more stuff. I ended up getting more gear. That's when I actually got my Bren. So I got my Bren for that, and I was also looking for a new job. Now, this place ended up popping up on Indeed. So I was like, ooh, I'm going to apply.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up applying here. Believe it or not, it actually was not for a job here.
Right.
It was actually for a job for the gun shop that the owners also owned at the time. So I ended up getting the job there, which in turn helped me squeak my way in here, which obviously I've been here for about 2 years now, maybe a little bit more than 2 years now.
There was also some legal shenaniganry you had to deal with, being within 1,000 yards of a school down the street and all that stuff.
You're not supposed to tell everybody that.
Oh, am I not? Oh, I thought it was supposed to be. Okay, never mind. Because I have neighbors that have to go door to door for that kind of thing. So I think I broke Andrew.
So I guess you could partially. I guess you could partially thank Jet for me getting back into Airsoft, and then obviously working here and whatnot. That
It was a joke.
Yeah, Ryan.
Wow, seriously, guys, that's
little Elijah.
Huh?
That's little Elijah.
No, don't worry about it, buddy. It was a joke.
So Jet is partially the reason why I started getting back into Airsoft. Jet and Leah, actually, because I was watching both their videos, and then.
Do you remember which vid? I don't really necessarily want to plug him because we're a different YouTube channel, but do you know what video?
I want to say the first one that I really watched was, I think it was the Crimea one.
All right, that's a good one.
I want to say it was his Crimea series. That I'm pretty sure that was the first one that I ever watched. And then I started watching some of his older stuff, and then obviously I was keeping up with some of the newer stuff. But
I know my progression, because again, what got me back into it was watching videos on YouTube. It was specifically Jet Desert Fox, because at the time, he was really the one who was doing the best. Yeah, I think he was the top one at the time. And
at least in the States.
Basically, and basically, like for me, the progression was exactly all 4 or 5 parts of the Irene series, and then immediately
the Irene series was a really
and then immediately browsing through his channel, I found the buy local stuff. And that's where I found, oddly enough, that's where I found this place too. But that's where I found.
Believe it or not, before I got the job here, I did not see any of our videos on his channel at all.
Interesting.
I don't believe it.
No, I'm being dead serious.
Well, you said believe it or not. I don't believe it.
Anyways, like that, I checked out his buy local stuff because they had one. I was living in California at the time, around San Jose, and like, oh hey, here's a field in Santa Clara. I'm like, that's not far. I'm gonna check that out. And I did, got back into it, started playing at that field, and just kind of expanded from there.
So,
Yeah, his Irene series was good.
Oh,
yeah, I
so
liked
good.
his Irene series.
That is one thing
liked his
I
Crimea
do still
series.
enjoy Jets.
You know,
videos.
guys, you know, team. They're doing Irene again this year. Last one with Colonel McKnight.
Oh.
So I guess that means we have to.
We gotta go.
Kind of have to, yeah. When is that? When's the date?
September, I think.
I think we could
It's
swing
September
that.
or October. It's roughly around the time that the Battle Mode issue actually happened.
When's All Injustice? Probably gonna be October, right? Shit.
Priorities, man.
But no, that's
Yeah, but
basically the
I
reason
know.
I was able. I got back into it. I would say. So
What state is
It's,
Irene, or what state is me coming from? 'Cause I came from California, and Irene.
Irene's in.
They did it at Fort Knox in his videos.
Yeah, I don't know if they still do it
I
there.
don't think they're doing. They actually haven't.
I will
don't
tell
think
you
they-
right now.
I don't
if
think
they
they've
do it at
announced
Knox
it yet. Oh, we're going. Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
God, yeah.
If we do it at Knox, or if they do it at Knox and we go, I can guarantee you we will absolutely Shrek house because I went to Knox for basic training and I used all those CQB fields that they used.
Yo.
Oh, but I'll have to pick up a new gun. Crap.
So
Darn.
last I checked, they have this.
You're gonna be picking up the VZ61 for Wasteland anyway.
Yeah, but it's still like if I go to Irene, I'll have to pick up proper kit because it's a full blown military
True,
thing.
yeah,
so it's like
true.
proper kit and a proper M4, and I'm not gonna be able to run
Just
the.
borrow, man. I mean,
Well, I'm not gonna be able to run the.
between the members of the team, we got plenty of spares.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be able to run the KCO2, and that's what I really care about.
Alright, that's fair. So last I checked, granted I've been out of it for a little while. I'm still not quite fully back, like briefed as to what happened over here. Apparently. Okay, so they have disclosed the location, Camp Shelby.
All right.
And
on
yes,
the
Patrick.
13th?
Yes,
I don't
Parker.
know.
We sell try shots.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, we
we
did.
just got some in.
Yes, we
We
did.
did.
You can select your flavor.
13th
And-
of September. That might
What
be a little
flavor
bit
are they,
rough.
though?
Well, I'll just tell you this: if you don't go with the SPAS 12, you're wrong.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
By the way,
either the
by the
SPAS
way-
12 or the SAS 12.
By the way, if people on Vice Squad team, if there's not someone running a SPAS 12, you're doing it wrong because that is featured in the most iconic gunfight in that show,
what show?
Miami Vice.
Never seen it.
Neither have I actually. I've researched the opening and that's about it.
Hey, if you blank fire this, will the cap just pop off and hit somebody?
Well, there's no battery in it.
I mean, I know. I'm saying in general. I feel like
I
it
don't
would.
think there's not enough pressure behind it.
Oh no, because there's holes in the front. Just tape them over.
Oh, hey, that's pretty cool actually.
Hey.
He's not a member of the team though.
No.
We're not supposed to be discussing the team.
There's also the one thing we've all overlooked is what are the odds that all three of us will be able to get the 13th of September off and the 14th of September because we'll have to drive back.
Ooh.
And the 15th of September because I'm pretty
Right.
sure none of us are going to want to come to work the next day.
I've done
Well,
it.
the 15th of September is a Monday. Oh yeah. Oh, and the 12th because we'll have to drive. We'll have to
Okay.
drive. We're looking at least 4-day week. We're looking at least 4 straight days that we need to drive down there, go to the op, drive back.
I'm not
and-
going to name any names here, but I had a boss who demanded I be in the day after my flight back from Rev. I'm not naming any names.
See, here's the thing: you don't have to name any names, and I already know exactly.
I'm not
going to
name any names. He's just a hoe. I really hope Cloudy's watching right now. If not, I'll have to point him back to this. But
See, and the funny part about that is we don't have to censor that.
no,
Wait, we censor stuff?
He really is. No.
he
I was
really,
gonna
he
say, if
really
we
is-
censor stuff, why am I even
look,
here?
Look, if anybody related to that company is watching, just know he really is a hoe. 100% a hoe. How long do we want to run with that joke? Keep that in your
Yeah,
back
we'll
pocket
just-
for next time you run
we'll
into
just-
that shot show.
I don't know.
just-
How long do you think we can keep it going?
I mean, you can
What's
just
up, you hoe? It's like do that at shot show when you
call
want
back.
to see him
You can
next.
just do a callback to it, to be honest.
What up, Ho?
What up, hoe? So stupid.
You want callback jokes?
You good?
That there's somebody on
You
Genesis
good?
that
You're-
I was.
I'm good.
There's
Alright,
somebody
I'm
on
good.
Genesis I was specifically instructed to ask why he smells like fish every time he comes here, and I have not yet asked him. Morgan, I'm working on it. Morgan Jolly on Genesis, who's a friend of mine, asked me to tell one of the other Genesis guys that come in, the guys in Pengok Green Zone that show up. Apparently, one of them his full-time job is a I don't know if it's a fisherman or if he just works down at the fisheries. But I guess apparently he constantly complains because he just by the time his shift is over, it's kind of like working at McDonald's. But by the time his shift is over, he's just everything he's wearing is just thickly coated in a layer of smelling like fish, and he hates it. And I was specifically told to ask him every time he comes in why he smells like fish.
Weird.
So, speaking of milsim,
I thought you were going to say speaking of fish.
So speaking of fish, the rolls of milsim.
So, what sort of roles would you typically find at a milsim?
How the hell would I know?
That depends on the milsim for starters.
You've been to more than I have.
As have I. It also depends on the milsim and how in depth they go.
It does.
So are we talking milsim West levels of in depth, or are we talking stag ops basic? And there's no offense to Cobalt, but because Cobalt is
anything.
Talking in general.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically anything other than going to like a wasteland.
okay, because Wasteland is great.
That they don't have roles.
yeah, 'cause there's
though,
no
in that
roles.
case. It's just show up as
Exactly.
you are or as you want to be.
So other than like the wasteland, the zombie survival sort of stuff, talking about a standard milsim, just in general, you have squad layouts with some sort of leadership, and it's broken down into a realistic type of military scenario.
Okay.
That's actually mostly correct as far as what I've seen.
Medic, saw, rifleman,
Really standard?
grenadiers, squad leader, recon. That is mostly standard.
They usually have some sort of QRF element, usually of veteran players who are already known to the organizers.
There's also several things missing from there.
a lot
Medic, saw,
do
grenadiers.
sniper, spotter.
That's recon.
That's
recon.
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends on the event, but some will do some sort of element of that.
So, generally speaking, on the squad level for a milsim event, you've got your squad leader, your fire team leaders, your riflemen, your grenadiers, your saws, and your medics. And the way that's broken down, I'm not going to say all milsim events because I've only been to a couple around here, most notably Stag Ops. So I'll just use Stag Ops for an example because that's pretty close. The way it's broken down is a squad is made up of 12 people, 10 to 12 people. You've got one squad leader, two fire team leaders, two grenadiers, two medics, two saws, and everybody else is technically a rifleman, although the grenadiers and the medics are also riflemen. They just have additional duties. Outside of the squad layout, you also tend to have stuff like QRF, Quick Reactionary Force, vehicle teams or technical teams, depending on the op, and recon, which is usually snipers. And then other than that, if you go to like a Milsim West or something like that, the squads will also have a DMR role, Designated Marksman. Stag Ops doesn't have that. They just roll that in with recon. And if you want to run a DMR in a squad, you're welcome to, as long as it's the same FPS as everything else.
So how can you be an effective medic?
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be on the front line. Don't take point.
See, that's why I believe more in a combat lifesaver than a medic, because combat lifesaver is just a slightly better trained rifleman, and it makes a little more sense practically.
True.
And theoretically, you have more of them on the field, and they could all be playing forward.
Well, technically, when you're looking at a
words.
Sure. Technically, when you're looking at a CLS, combat lifesaver, when you're looking at the actual definition of what a combat lifesaver is supposed to do,
Yep.
they're not meant to replace the medic. They're more there. They're easier to train because they're not going through as much training.
They're to get them ready for the
It's to get them ready, and it's in a case of, for an example, the three of us are in a squad somewhere, and let's say I'm the CLS, and he gets shot. Well, I know the basics to stabilize him, so that way we can get him to a medic,
Or just out.
or just out of the area in general. So, in a situation of like a Milsim event where you really don't need a medic per se, somebody in a CLS style role would be more than enough.
Right, and generally speaking, I ran one sort of local Milsim event a lot, which is where a lot of my experience comes from. We ran it like combat lifesavers. Like, yeah, they were medics, but we're not gonna like hide them in the back, hide them in the middle, whatever.
One huge difference between what they carry. Obviously, we know the difference between the actual role itself.
Right.
But one main difference between what they would physically carry with them, the CLS is obviously carrying much less weight than an actual medic would. Because a medic's going to have his entire medic bag that's going to have literally everything he could possibly need. He's going to have gauze, he's going to have bandages, gloves. He'll have...
Would a CLS just be carrying, like, essentially like a larger, like, IFAC or whatever it's called?
So basically a CLS, so anybody who doesn't know what an IFAC is, it's an individual first aid kit.
Yeah.
So everyone would carry this this first aid kit maybe about yay big. And
which has, like, a pair of tweezers, a Band-Aid, and, like...
It's got bare essentials. You're looking at
so
gauze.
I assume an
gauze,
aspirin because of the army.
Yeah. So you have gauze, a bandage, you'll have tweezers, you'll have a couple little band-aids in there.
Aspirin and a note from your doctor.
And a note from your doctor. And then you'll also have a tourniquet. Everybody will have
You'll
one
also
tourniquet.
have-
Tom
you'll also
cannot
have a
come to
small-
war today because...
You'll also have a small Ziploc baggie of dirt to rub in your wound because you're not a pansy.
And a piece of paper that says drink water.
Drink water.
So basically a CLS would have a bigger version of that would have a few
Have you
more
changed your
items.
socks?
That would have a few more items. So he'll have a pack of disposable gloves.
You
He'll
laugh,
have-
but like
He'll
you
have,
laugh, but I've been to some damp ops, and
Oh, I know, man.
there is nothing more delightful than
Dude,
changing your
but,
socks. Like
He'll have
straight up.
He'll have multiple bandages. He'll have multiple tourniquets on him. He'll have an NPA, nasal pharyngeal airway.
Yep.
Nobody knows what that is. It's basically a rubber tube that you shove into somebody's nose if they can't breathe. Basically opens up airway so they can breathe. But they'll have a couple of that, like bandages, gloves.
That sounds a lot better than a K-bar and a straw through the throat.
You know, I think that's the point.
They're carrying more than what your standard infantryman would carry. And then a medic is going to be is going to have like your IV bags,
Yep.
your IV equipment, any needles or anything like that.
Severe trauma gear.
Severe trauma kit gear, stuff like that.
Pressure bandages.
So
things for sucking chest wounds and all that fun stuff.
So basically,
I'm pretty sure most chest wounds suck. I'm proud of that one. I'm sorry.
that was actually a good one. So the CLS, he's going to carry much less weight on them, which obviously in a case of a MILSIM event, since nobody's actually getting shot,
Yeah. So
you don't need everything that a medic would carry on them. You can deal with carrying something like a CLS would carry on them, which I actually recommend carrying real bandages and real gloves.
100% always
just in case.
do it.
I'm sure you guys have seen the video of Jet doing that game at that abandoned
Where he
warehouse.
split
with-
his ear.
Yeah.
Oh, where he
No.
fell down, where he
went to step down the steps and there was a missing step and he cut his leg wide open.
That was deep, too.
That
can
was
do-
super deep.
Hey, I can
if you
do one
carry
better.
real bandages and you carry like real world stuff to stop bleeding, I definitely recommend.
You saw what he had. He did not have medical supplies.
Hey,
No, he didn't.
I
He
can
didn't
do-
have anything.
Electrical tape.
Yes.
I can do one better. How about that op that Chuckles and Rycon went to, where Chuckles stepped on a nail and Scott
too.
literally fell through the floor of a building?
That too.
It-
So
exactly.
you guys will run into a situation where somebody could actually get hurt, whether it be cutting your leg on a rusty staircase or stepping on a nail in some rundown warehouse somewhere. Having those materials on you to be able to take care of that, like bandages, tourniquet. You won't really need a tourniquet. but I
Okay, two
definitely
things real
recommend
quick.
tourniquet anyway.
Hold on, two things real quick on that regard. Number one, you should always, if you're going to a big MILSIM event, you should always have an individual first aid kit. You can pick them up at you can pick them up at most military surplus
literally talking about
places
that
for
right
like
now.
30, 40 bucks.
That's literally what we're saying.
This was number two, though. You should not have a tourniquet unless you know what the hell you are doing with a
And-
tourniquet,
yes.
and you
Yes.
know that
Yes.
it's a legitimate tourniquet. I am saying that because there are fake tourniquets on the market. There are fake tourniquets you can buy, and they're literally fakes. And the problem with that is if somebody has a legitimate injury that needs a tourniquet or they could die and you use a fake tourniquet or you don't know what you're doing and you try to use a tourniquet,
You're going to make it
you
worse.
could make it even worse. And in the case of a fake tourniquet, they could actually just die. Do
Actually-
not carry a tourniquet unless you know how to use one and you know it's a legitimate tourniquet.
Actually, that reminds me of a point that probably should be made. Speaking of MILSIM and roles, some events, like say American MILSIM, have tourniquets for their medic roles.
Those
are not real tourniquets.
They are not
They're
real
fake
tourniquets.
tourniquets.
They're not even.
They're
They don't even
fake
look like.
tourniquets.
They don't even look like real tourniquets remotely. They're just.
And
fake.
they
They're
look
really
more like them originally.
They do
Yeah.
that on purpose for the sole fact of I'm going to put a tourniquet on him to revive him. I'm not going to crank it down and cut circulation off on his arm.
Now, personally, I mean, I realize we're going on a tangent now, but personally, I like the medic water rule better.
I do like the medic water
rule. Well, Milsom West does that as well.
Yeah,
do
well,
like
they just started. That's a fairly relatively new thing. But
I'm pretty sure we all agree on the reason why we like it.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Hydrate or dihydrate.
Hydration is key.
So.
And even if you think you're hydrating enough, you are not hydrating enough at all. Which is why the medic water rule is such a good thing, because it kind of just forces you to stay hydrated.
I like
the flip side of that though is you need to just be aware of how much water you actually need, because if you overhydrate, you get some seriously bad cramps.
That's very true.
Oof. Oh, yeah.
Like, you basically drink when you're thirsty, but don't drink to excess.
Well, I know, like, I always, like, am underhydrated.
Everybody's always underhydrated. Nobody in the moment will ever know that they're not drinking enough water.
Right, and, like, there's this weird, I can't remember the exact numbers, but I'm going to try to remember my best. Like, by the time you actually feel thirsty, you've already lost, like, 25% of your strength.
Man, it's
something like that.
I know what you're saying. I'm pretty sure I heard the same thing. You're somewhere around 20-25% loss
by the time you start to feel thirst. So, yeah.
Hell of a tangent.
Okay, so there's some other roles, I assume, like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure CLS is the only role you can fill.
I think our point was that CLS is more of what Airsoft Medic is.
Yes.
Okay, well, I mean,
Anyways.
there's one role we can kind of go into and mostly gloss over, because it's ironically, the most common yet most important Milsim event, Rifleman. That's basically everybody at the op, unless you are a saw gunner or recon, no matter what your
recon
fancy.
can be Rifleman.
I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, you're fair. Well, it depends, actually.
It depends
because some Milsim events, recon are specifically limited to what they can carry. But for the most part, 90% of the people, 98% of the people on the field that aren't carrying a sniper rifle or a light machine gun, no matter what their designation may be, they're a rifleman. And that is just your bog standard infantryman with some form of basic AEG, and you don't have any other fancy It's back here. You don't have any other fancy responsibilities, which means you can focus on taking objectives, holding objectives, and whatever your squad leader and fire team leaders need you to do.
Your job is essentially use this to achieve your goal.
Yeah. You have
Don't worry about anything else.
the easiest job on the
You see an enemy, you shoot at him.
You actually have the second easiest job on the field. Because there is a role that's even easier, but more physically demanding.
And what would that be?
That would be saw gunner.
Food
Because
vendor.
your goal isn't to hold
Food
it.
vendor. Prove me wrong.
No, 'cause
Change my mind.
I'd say the easiest role in the field is saw gunner, because apart from the physical demands of having to lug a light machine gun around for 8 hours,
Worth it.
it is entirely worth it.
So to
But
put it this way, when it comes to you know exactly who the saw gunner of the team is, and when they're physically moving and they're rucking from position to position, he is the most miserable person in the movement.
Swearing the entire time.
But when it comes down to a firefight, he's the only one having fun.
it'll be extra fun. It'll be extra fun at Spring Offensive, because my friend Gene is, we're gonna politely say, a bit out of shape, and he's bringing an A&K PKM.
Those things are monsters.
Not quite as bad. There was my saw gunner for Spring Offensive last year, call sign Sledge, had an LCT version, which was all steel and weighed 24.5 pounds fully loaded.
Yeah, buddy.
And he lugged that around for 24 hours.
Damn.
That sucks.
Give or take. However long the entire weekend's gaming actually is. He lugged that around the entire weekend. He never complained. Mostly because he was laughing too hard every time he had to fire the damn thing.
Yeah. Oh no, I totally get it. Like, I don't run saw gunner a lot.
Yeah, it's not my style. I have run as a saw gunner at a Milsim event. It's a lot of fun, but it's not my style. Saw gunners at a Milsim event, you're expected to. You have two very simple jobs: help your riflemen move up and help your riflemen hold positions. To that extent, you're not charging forward with them. Generally, what you want to do is you want to find a good position that you can set up the gun, where you have good fields of fire, good range, and you want to basically just dump that entire box into anything that's moving that isn't the same color as the uniform.
Or might move, or maybe something that is going to move might come from.
A good saw gunner does not get kills. A good saw gunner gets assists.
Or into a rock that's looking particularly menacing.
Yes.
Just kind of shoot in a direction.
Yeah,
Yes.
basically pick a direction that everybody seems to be firing,
And just spray.
and make that direction decidedly unpleasant for anybody that wants to try to fire
Shoot in the
back.
12 o'clock direction that the bogeys are coming from.
Yeah, basically point in direction.
Danger close?
Danger close.
Danger close. No, that's
Did you see that
Grenadiers.
video I posted on Discord?
What?
The guy's talking like cavemen for an Arma Milsim op.
Yes.
We gotta do that. It was too good.
Krug see 2 men with fire rock.
With fire rock.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
Wait.
They're talking.
So wait, you were just watching. What was that? Just intercom? Was that intercom radio traffic between Stefano and Mittens?
Pretty much, yeah.
That was actually kind of funny. I applaud you on that.
Also entirely accurate. If you've heard any stories about Stefano ever.
Okay, now I get your gripe about the sights on these, but I got skinny enough cheekbones that I can actually use them.
Okay, you know what? Stop pointing out I've got a fat fucking face.
Everyone does compared to me.
That is true.
That is true.
And language.
I just apologize.
Language.
Don't hit me. You're not my mother.
It's okay. He's going to bed. We can talk as much as we want.
Good night, buddy. All right, so that's kind of the rifleman and kind of the medic and kind of the saw gunner.
Like, we're not gonna give you in-depth stuff. We
No.
can, if you want to come into the store and talk roles with us, we'll talk forever because we don't shut up.
We could double up on one: squad leader and fire team leader.
That's
Because they're
kinda
kind of the
Yeah, they're
similar
essentially
idea,
the same
right?
role.
with different scope.
Basically,
Now, one thing I would
Yeah.
like to mention when it comes to being in a leadership role, whether it be a team leader or squad leader or whatever it is,
it's stressful as
it is
heck.
the most difficult role that you can fill. Because not only are
Especially
you
in Stag Ops events.
not only are you responsible for whatever job it is that you are assigned, but now you're responsible for an entire team or an entire squad to make sure that everybody's job gets done.
And by the way, when they don't do their job, even when you're trying to make them do their job, it's still your fault.
It is your fault.
Exactly.
And that's even like, I have nothing but respect for squad leaders that willingly be squad leaders, especially at Stag Ops events where
That's usually me, actually.
where penalties for like,
Two bogeys,
if you
danger close,
break
12
the
o'clock.
rules, penalties at Stag Ops
12 o'clock
events.
north, excuse me.
Park North.
Penalties at Stag Ops events are so severe that a single player can set back the entire team's progress by 2 to 3 hours, depending on the severity of the penalty. And that's, to put that in perspective, there are like 230-ish players per side, and at Stag Ops events, one player can ruin an entire afternoon's effort for the entire team if they screw up. And it's on squad leaders to make sure that their guys are not the ones that are getting those penalties. And I was squad leader for 2 years, a couple of times, and it's stressful.
How dare you turn the squelch all the way off?
No, I will.
It's really stressful. It can be
I'm
rewarding.
grabbing. Not the Fortune up, really? Really?
But
And the ANL.
basically, a squad leader, it has to take orders from the platoon leader or whoever's giving him orders and make sure his squad accomplishes that goal. And does so without unnecessary risk or yada, 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 stuff like that. Fire team leaders are a little bit simpler. A fire team leader is basically a miniature squad leader who's in charge of 3 or 4 people in the squad, and they basically get the squad leader goes, hey, fire team leader, go take your guys this way and just go do something about that fire. And the fire team leader just goes, takes his guys and does it. And that's actually relatively simple compared to what the squad leader has to do, because you're only concerned with your squad. The squad leader has to be concerned with everything going on. It kind of in the entire game, but the fire team leader just has to worry about their thing. And there are certain teams where fire team leaders aren't even necessary.
Yep.
Shout out to shout out again to Morgan Jolly and the rest of the Genesis guys who they train. The way they actually do their training is kind of real world in that if a squad leader or the squad leader is basically a glorified radio man to platoon, and the fire team leaders are basically glorified backup radio men because everybody knows what they have to do without being told how to do it. But when you get into a team that has less cohesion or more random people, then there's more problems.
I always like the events when I'm a squad leader and I'm not just a glorified radio man. Like essentially the talk, because it was usually the same event and it was run through a talk. They're like, okay, you need to go here to establish a new FOB. It's like, okay, how am I going to do that? I got to figure that out. I got to move my guys, or attempt to get my guys to move without shooting themselves again.
It could be interesting. I'm glad I'm not squad leader for spring offensive.
So
this
these,
year.
for the record, like the ones I tended to squad lead, they were all night games with people who don't know how to communicate or take orders or run even their radios.
Wow. So how are you going to deal being in a squad with Tom and I?
I'm not a squad leader on our team.
Oh, fair. Who's the squad leader?
He is.
Oh, I'm a hot mic every day.
I swear
all day,
to God,
every day.
if you hot mic, I
Actually-
would literally punch you through the headset.
I actually can't stand hot. The last spring offensive when I was squad leader, I literally went around to my entire squad and made everybody and literally pulled radios off of people and reset them on their web gear because somebody was hot micing the entire day and I couldn't figure out who it was.
Yeah, so actually my last one of these night game events was actually ruined essentially because of a hot mic incident.
For those of you that aren't aware, hot micing is when you're not paying attention to your radio and you're accidentally holding down the talk button without noticing. So you're just sending a continuous transmission to everybody.
You just, and then on the other end you would hear, there's monitor.
That's
all you
hot
do.
micing.
That's hot micing.
And it makes me rage.
Oh yeah.
I can't stand hot micing.
So we gotta add like radio training to our
Yes.
list of things we gotta work on.
Absolutely. And not just how to use the radio, but how to communicate over the radio.
Yeah. Well, literally, Derek said to me yesterday, like, "Oh, I've been playing so much ROE, my calls got a lot better." I'm like, "Cool. We're gonna retrain you on how to do all of that stuff.
Yep.
And do it properly this time. Not just
He's been playing what?
Ring of Elysium."
Oh, all right.
I'll be honest, I tend to actually turn off my comms a lot. And most of the reason for that is because I also, like, at Milsim events and stuff like that, I also tend to be the first guy chosen to go, hey, can you cheeky, breeky, sneaky your way over there and try to pick some of those guys off? And, or, hey, can you take point? And in both of those instances, I will just straight turn the radio off because if somebody hot mics or I hear something over it, that 9 out of 10 times distracts me just enough to catch a burst to the face.
Yeah, I tend to turn my mic off a lot when I
So
was running.
fair warning, although now I have that throat mic, so it probably won't be as bad.
Yeah, like I was running a Signal 21 for a long time, which is a shoulder mic. Sits right here. It's just a speaker, and I tended to go off
it's
comms
so
a lot
bad.
because of that. Just because as soon as you enter a building and you're like, there could be enemies here, or even friendlies who might light me up because they hear my radio. You gotta turn it off because like, don't want to risk being heard because some idiot's going to say something really stupid or someone's just going to make a meme joke over the radio because that's what happened a lot.
Exactly.
To be fair, I'm pretty sure that's what radios are mostly used for, is to tell dirty jokes to other squad mates at the most inappropriate
Oh,
times
you know
possible.
we would.
Absolutely.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's pretty much a requirement.
Cool. So when are we going to start training?
Once all the rest of the team is here.
Yeah, I think really
Oh,
we're
am I
just...
on the team? This hadn't been
Well,
discussed
pretty
yet.
You know,
No, I still have to.
it wasn't
I still
my
have to
decision.
try out.
I was trying to decide against it,
Wow. I think we're at this point we're pretty much just waiting for Cloudy to get here.
pretty much.
Fun. Okay.
And then all the current members are going to be in the area. Anyways,
All the current members of
we're not calling it that anymore. We're going to make a cap joke?
Jumbo shrimp. and
colorful armadas of pineapples.
Okay.
I thought it was Jumbo Shrimp and his band of merry misfits.
It's Tommy Shortstack.
I actually quite like the squad name that I'm rolling with Cam and everyone else for Spring Offensive because we're all from different teams. But the group chat is labeled as the cheeky breaky machine, so we're just going as TCBM.
The Grenadier role.
You have probably the most fun out of everybody except the Saw because you're the only person allowed to rock a 40.
Now, one thing about being a Grenadier, though,
it's a lot of money.
Well, it is a lot of money, but you also have to keep in mind the certain events that you're going to. If there are going to be vehicles, you need to make sure that you have enough ordnance to be able to deal with personnel and the vehicle.
Yep.
And you also need to make sure you have enough practice that you can usually nail a vehicle first shot.
This is where tagging
you're
rounds
only going to
come
get
in
one
handy.
shot.
Now, one big thing you also have to keep in mind is
What's loaded?
What's loaded in your 203. Because if you have a tag-in loaded or M320 or China or whatever the hell you have for your
I love a China
for your
China, right?
grenade launcher, you need to know what is loaded in there and what you have where.
Yup.
Because one, in the middle of a firefight, if you're just grabbing a shell and tossing it in there, you're not going to pay attention in the middle of a firefight.
And if you
Now,
peg
if it's
someone in the face with an AP round,
So-
there's going to be some problems.
if you have a tag in, like not the
Reaper.
the Reapers,
Reaper.
let's say, and
No, the Reaper's the AP one. You're looking for. Are you talking?
no, I'm talking about if you're engaging in personnel and you accidentally put in an anti-tank or an anti-vehicle round.
Paladins.
There you go, paladins.
Paladins.
So let's say you're in a firefight and there's no vehicles around, it's just personnel, and you accidentally load a paladin in there. You're going to really mess somebody's day up.
To put that, Paladins are. I believe Paladins are the chalk-filled ones, right?
The paladins, I think, are the chalk fields. The
So-
archangels, I think, are the.
Archangels are.
I think they're the
hold on.
explosive ones, the pyro ones.
No,
Don't look
there's
at me, man.
two.
I'm just agreeing with everything you
I
guys
think.
are saying.
Hold
at this
on.
point.
If I remember correctly, and I probably don't,
tell me it's the
Paladins
cream
are
filled
the
one, I'll be like, yeah,
Paladins
okay.
are the chalk-filled ones. Archangels, I believe, are impact.
frosted.
I believe Archangels are either smoke or impact detonation, and Reapers are time detonation.
And then they do
Reapers
have the ones that are
Reapers
just the
have
dummy ones.
Reapers have the sprinkles on them, right?
Reapers are yes.
Alright.
We call them jimmies up here.
But
Fair
taggins, if
I
you're a
never did.
Grenadier and you're rocking taggins, you need to really know
probably
how to
figuring
use them and how to use them properly because that is the most frequent cause of injury at most Milsim events that I've heard of is Reaper rounds or Paladin rounds going off when they're not supposed to.
One of the guys from Rycon Reapers actually took.
he-
I think he took a Reaper to the face.
He took a Reaper to the side of the head and it blew out his eardrum.
He's literally deaf in one ear.
Yeah, he lost.
yeah.
I don't think he's completely
Not
deaf,
complete-
but he went deaf for a couple of weeks, and his hearing still isn't quite back up to normal.
I
but
think he's had like 70% hearing loss in one of his ears.
there was another one too. Literally, the event right before that one where he got his eardrum ruptured from a Reaper going off next to his head. Someone else caught a Reaper right in the face, and they had to pause the game to find out if they needed an ambulance because it went off like basically right next to his mouth and it chewed up his face pretty good.
So,
Yep.
if you're the Grenadier, you have a lot of thinking to do, and you really need to make sure that you have your head on straight so you know exactly
You
what
also
is
need to
going
listen.
on.
You also basically need to listen to your fire team leaders and your squad leaders because it's not on you to decide when you're going to launch a grenade. It's on them to decide when you're going to launch a grenade
Pretty much.
because they're a finite resource and they're very expensive and very difficult to restock on unless you're basically dead and going back to CP.
And that
which
is why we are
means-
going to buy 1 million of them for Team Stockpile, so
Which means
we
you
can just
can't-
go out there and just launch grenades at everybody.
No. We're not going to need tag-ins. We're going to have a pack 40.
True.
How do we sling that under a gun?
We don't need to sling it under a gun. We can just cart it around the field.
You
Because
mean-
you know for a fact if
You,
we
you,
show
mean,
up,
you mean you can cart it around?
hey, you know for a fact if we show up to any airsoft event with a pack 40, we're gonna find a squad that is dumb enough and willing enough to lug that thing around for us just to see it fire.
He's actually right.
Yeah,
he's
that-
100%.
yeah, that's true.
I know I'm 100% correct because that was the backup plan. That's the backup plan if we bring that thing to
So
auto
what you
justice
do
and
is
can't
you,
get a truck.
so what you do is you find another fire team, like hook them up to the yokes, and like one person just a whip cracker, like
Pretty much, yeah.
forward.
Yeah, that's basically
or
how
we
that
can get a
works.
Team Humvee.
Or well, I don't know what we're talking about. I don't know.
Or we could do the real New Englander route and just buy a Subaru with a tow hook.
Yeah. Okay.
actually,
Yeah.
all seriousness though, I've actually thought of doing a team bus.
A team bus?
Yeah.
Dude, Arma 2, the battle bus.
You can buy school buses really cheap.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Derek hated it when I did that on the Chernarus map. I'd find one of the civilian buses, just be like, battle bus.
No, here's what you do: is you find a civilian bus, and you either weld or affix like fake steel. Fake
Well, no,
armor.
it wouldn't be to go on the field. It would just be to transport the team everywhere.
Okay, in that case,
Aw, I
here's
wanted
the
to put a
thing.
weapon
No,
ring
We could-
on
well,
here's
we
what
could
you,
do
no,
that if
here's
we
what you
wanted
do:
You just
is you
well, one
buy
of the top hatches. Just
given the team
no,
composition.
leave the top hatches so they can pop out. And just,
Guys, ready for this idea? Given the team composition, we buy our spirit vehicle, a short bus,
yep.
and we just armor plate the crap out of that, and we take that to Fallout events and stuff like that as a death a deathmobile.
Man.
Is it sad that I was actually thinking about buying a bus?
Saws
to
on
use as a mobile
saws
bus?
on pintle mounts in the saws on
I-
pintle mounts in the windows. You get the Pack 40s just sitting in the back,
Is
aiming
it-
out the back door.
Is it bad that I think yes, we actually have to do a short bus?
Yes.
Like that's
No, that's not bad at all.
like that's the appropriate vehicle for a team.
I agree with that statement 110%.
Can we rig speakers to do that? My Heart Will Go On that's played really badly on the recorder.
Yes, and we need to like poorly spray paint camo on it.
Yes. It's not even spray paint. We
By
just
the way,
use
I'm still trying to talk to
rollers.
that guy. The guy that's going to be building us the pack. That's going to be building me that Pack 40. I'm still trying to figure out a way to rig up some kind of muzzle device so every time it fires, it sounds like it's screaming yeet as it launches projectiles.
We still need to get that PEC box that
Yeah, we
House
do.
Gamers was using.
We
Why? What about it?
Because it's a
It's basically it's almost like a tracer, where it's got the sensor inside the muzzle.
Yep.
But instead of flashing a tracer BB, or actually I think you could still use it as a tracer.
Yeah,
BB
you
too.
can.
But what it does is it's connected to a PEC box that actually is a speaker that you can program literally whatever sound you want.
Yeah, but how loud is it? Like, is it going to be one of those things where only you can hear it?
No,
What's
it's
the point?
pretty significant.
yeah.
Like House Gamers did a video of it, and he did his sound was
What's up, guys?
Novritz saying "What's up?" every time he shot.
Of course, he was also using
What's
he was
up,
also
guys?
using an average SSG, so it kind
Yeah.
of made sense. But
And that was kind of funny because it was still a prototype. So as it was running through the woods and the light was shining on it, it was registering as a BB going through it.
so that's
So
actually
it was
exactly what it sounded like. Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Okay, we need something
guys?
bigger. This is going on a 75 millimeter tank cannon.
We just upscale it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
Just rig speakers behind the gun shield to play that like cheeky breaky Slav music at max volume every time the gun fires.
so as possibly one of our team marksmen, how do you distinguish a marksman role from a just regular rifleman?
Okay. Well,
Good answer. Okay.
yes.
Every time you go to
First,
cough, it sounds like you're laughing.
It does.
that's just my lungs trying to kill me and my I don't know.
Oh, so you are laughing.
Yeah, pretty much. Please, fam, let me die. I'm so tired of coughing. 3 straight weeks I've been coughing. In any case, the difference between fuck, my bad. The
God
difference
damn
between
He caught that one.
He did, yeah.
the
Yeah.
difference between a DMR and a rifleman.
What? DMR is the rifle marksman. Whatever.
Yeah, but the difference between a DMR classification and a
Right.
standard rifleman classification is a marksman in a squad has a weapon platform that is specifically designed for accurate long-range fire at a distance that the other squads that his squad mates' rifles cannot match.
So you mean an ARP-9?
Yes.
In terms of airsoft, where most I'm just glossing over that. In terms of
Okay,
airsoft,
good.
where most AEGs have usually, let's say, 150 foot effective range, 100 to 150 foot effective range. I'd say it's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's pretty accurate considering our field's 100 feet at its longest point.
No, it's a great trigger.
A DMR should be able to reach 200. It should be able to accurately hit small targets at a range that a standard rifle will get body shots. So like 100. So, but you're basically generally speaking, the way a DMR is set up as far as millisecond go is you have a gun that is 450 FPS with a .25. It is semi-automatic only. There is no full auto feature, and you have a minimum engagement distance of 30 feet. The flips, most AEGs at Milsim events are 400 FPS with 2.5, so you get an extra 50 FPS. And generally speaking, you usually have a rifle that doesn't quite have the range or accuracy of a dedicated sniper system, but it's good enough to, for airsoft at least, kind of be like a scout rifle or a counter sniper rifle.
And I've noticed, just my experience with this, you can correct me if you think I'm wrong, but generally speaking,
You're
if
wrong.
you shut up, if you're going to be a milsim marksman, your rifle is probably going to have been modded up.
There is no such thing as a stock.
I just
I'm
realized
ignoring.
the texturing is actually just a bunch of little H's.
Yeah.
I'm
did not know
ignoring the
that.
Novrich SSG sniper rifles
That's
because
actually
those are
not
That's not a
technically.
marksman rifle.
Oh, fair, yeah.
I mean, yes and no. It's not a DMR style.
For the
marksman rifle.
for the most part, there are certain airsoft guns that are designed for DMRs that can do the job out of the box,
But they are so rare.
but they are very rare and very expensive, and generally speaking,
did I
they
tell
will
you that I
still
got an
not be as
SR-25?
good
Did I tell you
as
that I
something
got
that
an
has been
SR-25?
built.
What about your SR-25?
I said, did I tell you that I got an SR-25?
No, you didn't.
I have an
You know what? I'll actually be right back because I'm pretty sure we have.
Is it good enough to be a DMR? Because Claudia wants to use one as a DMR.
It needs to be upgraded.
Alright.
It's just bone stock.
So we should just use the SG ones then. I mean, we just mod up the TM
Well, no,
one.
I have it. Just if we ever want to use it.
Right. So we just mod up the TM one, then we have two SG ones.
Or here's an even better idea.
Mod up the SR-25.
No, well, we could. Or
Just throw rocks.
we could buy a bunch of blanks for my G3 and just run that.
Ooh, blank fire DMR. That's really what we should be doing. He would totally agree with that too. I can guarantee.
The only problem with that is I'm going to be the only one using it.
Yeah, because you wouldn't let anyone else touch
No,
it.
I'm not letting.
Not even your
So,
boyfriend.
Not if we're going to be going to an event like that.
All right, fair enough.
Going to the range, yeah, I'll let him shoot. But I will tell you right now, nobody is firing that thing at an event with blanks. That is all me right there because I'm going to have so much fun with that. And I'm sorry, but nobody else is going to have that fun.
Well, so what he also said he might do, and I think is probably more likely what he's going to do, is he wants to get one of the Wolverine MTWs and mod that up to be his marksman rifle. With I think he's going to get the recoil stock, which would be sweet.
All
That
right.
would be real sweet.
I can dig it.
The nice thing about the MTW is he could just swap the upper to make it CQB suddenly. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
All right. Examples of what I'm talking about.
Are these out of the box DMRs or?
Not exactly.
All right. Oh,
A gun
I see
I-
what you grabbed. Okay.
A gun I would consider
Why
to
did
be.
I did I not expect that?
I don't know why you didn't expect it. A gun I would consider to be something
I
that
got
is
it.
good
I got
enough
it.
to be an out-of-the-box DMR is something like an LCT. Is something
No,
like an
these are good.
LCT.
They're cool.
LCT Val or VSS Ventores.
A what?
VSS Ventores.
No, what'd you say before that?
LCT AS Val.
All right, there we go.
These they can be used as sniper rifles, but they're basically designated marksman's rifles. And
How's the SVU we got out there? Like, out of the box.
it could use a
Yeah,
better
it
motor.
could definitely use work.
It could use a better motor and some shimming.
Let's be fair. You're not
But-
buying the SVU for that. You're
Okay.
buying. it
No,
for
you're
the-
buying for the cool factor.
But so basically, the Val is something I would consider to be an out-of-the-box DMR style gun that is
Phone is
decent.
vibrating way too much right now.
What?
Phone is
This
vibrating way too much
Weird.
right now.
is an example of a DMR that has been built as a DMR. This
Wait
is
a
my-
second, that gun looks really familiar.
Yeah, and it only took like a year for it to finally show up on the podcast. This is my personal gun. It's a KCO2, which you guys have heard me talk about enough. But
Really?
this has been built.
I didn't think you'd actually admit that.
I'm on a podcast and it's very late and I'm very tired and want to go home.
Fair.
This has been built
Well, it's not the same
as a
as-
dedicated marksman's rifle.
No one's holding
And-
you here.
I know. This has been
All
built
right.
as a dedicated DMR / scout / counter sniper rifle. This will outshoot that any day of the week at longer range, better accuracy, no questions asked, even though this is gas and that is AEG.
Cheap.
This is also 5 or 6 times the cost of that at this point.
probably easily that one.
If you're going for a DMR role in a MilSim event, you're kind of in the same boat as snipers, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. You're gonna want a custom gun that is built from the ground up to, I would argue, at minimum, you want to be able to get headshots at 150 feet and body shots at 200 to 250 feet. And that takes a lot of time, a lot of money, and you got to know what you're doing. I've been working on this thing for years. It's still not done because there's more stuff I could do to it that I'm hoping to do to it within the next couple of months. But for the most part, if you're going for like a DMR,
I don't know what the team's gun's got to be.
Huh?
PP-19 Bison.
Go.
No.
Why not?
Those
No,
helical mags
they need to
suck.
be the calicos.
I'd also like to point out even the airsoft,
Yes.
the airsoft helical mags for the
They still
19
suck.
Bison, even the helical mags in airsoft suck.
I don't care. It's a Bison.
But
Just PP-19.
anyways, like
I don't care.
They're the same gun
It's a Bison.
anyway.
no,
It's
yes.
just Bison.
So if you're running a sniper, if you're running a DMR, you're probably gonna have modded up your gun. I would argue
It's
that
kind of almost a requirement.
I would argue that
Yeah.
if you want to be like serious and competitive in MilSim, you're gonna have modded any of your guns, no matter what your role. And I guess we can leave that for a subject for another time. It's
Yeah.
like what you got to do to build a good MilSim gun.
Or just a good gun. Wasn't last
Or we
week's
could all just run VZ61s.
the only acceptable one is the KWA because it's at least more fun.
I know.
No, we were gonna be Scorpion Squad.
Okay, if you.
I mean, that's still Scorpion Squad, actually,
yeah,
technically.
buy me a Scorpion then.
Okay, how
What
about
was,
you?
what was last week's podcast? What was last week's? Hey,
You know, I'd be happy with it because I actually.
I don't know. I
want
wasn't here.
what was last week's podcast
one. I don't
about?
I slept through that one.
Because I didn't. I was sick with the flu, so and I don't watch when it's just
actually-
Chuckles talking.
I
I think it
I
was like
actually
talking
don't
about.
remember.
Was it talking about upgrading your guns, your custom guns?
Oh, what it was. What would be better? Would you be better off buying a high end gun or buying whatever gun you want and upgrading it?
What vert did you come
Okay, so
What's up?
to? What vert did you come to?
It was situational.
what a shock, taking the middle road like a pig.
Actually,
Don't-
believe it or not, my
I don't believe that.
my
but-
route was to buy a gun and upgrade it.
Yeah.
Chuckles
long
was
has this-
kind of on the fence about his, but he was more on the fence of just buying a souped up gun already.
No.
I'm concerned as to how long this dot site has been on for. At least a week.
So like,
it still works.
I'll just like skim this real quick here.
Skim this.
Skim this. The reason why I always say no, build it up, is because the problem with the pre-upgraded guns is it's an everyman's upgrade.
Well, part
Whereas-
of my justification for buying one and then building it,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna be more satisfied with the outcome.
Right.
Actually,
and
hold
part
on,
of that
here's-
comes
here's my
down to
question. When
getting
you
it the
said-
way you need it or want it.
When you said buying a high end gun, was that, do you buy a stock high end gun or do you buy a pre-upgraded high end gun?
No, it's buy a high end gun or buy whatever gun you want, like a low end gun or whatever, and upgrade that gun to.
Okay,
we're talking-
So there's a. So we're not talking. Do you buy, for example?
We're talking, do you buy a VFC and leave it, or do you buy a CM16 and build it?
Exactly.
Okay, I needed that clarification because it was starting to sound like it was a kind of. Do you buy an Umbrella Armories or do you buy?
That's what that was at first.
Crytek
No,
and
no, no,
build
So
it up?
okay, well, with that context, granted, I would buy the VFC, but at the same time, I play at that kind of level of the equipment where that's where I'm starting at, and I'm gonna build it up. So
Yeah. But in any case, generally speaking, if you want to do a DMR, and this also goes for recon, because they're kind of the same thing in MilSim events, honestly. Unless a MilSim event has dedicated DMR roles, any DMR is just a rifleman or recon, and it's
Yep.
one of those two things. And recon is
recon has some like gameplay
we kind
differences.
of brought that up a couple weeks ago when we were talking about sniper rifles. Recon, that's probably the most complicated position you could possibly do because it requires a really specific mindset.
yeah,
But-
it's sort of counter to most airsofters because it's not, oh, here's enemies, I shoot them. It's observe and report.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
believe it or not, when it comes to recon, yeah, you're carrying around a gun with you, but
that gun's for
you're
self-defense.
yeah,
you're not
really never going to be shooting
Yeah.
it. Unless you're physically getting engaged, you're not going to be shooting that gun. You're just carrying it around.
Or alternatively, unless you are supporting a squad that's being engaged and you can fire without being found.
But at the same time, you need to be able to take the initiative if you see like a target of opportunity. Yes,
Yeah,
we are still live.
because Decoy's back.
Yay!
And we all know it's more fun when it's Tom and Decoy.
Yay!
You didn't sound very excited about that.
Yay!
Uh,
I think we hit everything, right?
yeah, I
Except for talking about recon, which I kind of just did.
Are we going into question answer?
No, this is not going.
This is not the 24-hour stream. We'll let you know when we do the 24-hour stream.
God, you guys are doing a 24-hour stream?
Well, it's probably going to be a gaming stream, to
Yeah.
be fair.
Well, it's probably just going to be like an everything stream.
Well, it's going to be I figured it would be an extra life stream.
It's going to be a day in the life of Tom stream.
Yeah.
It's going to be car salesman.
Anyways. Just queue up a bunch of extreme reviews and watch. No. Just queue up a bunch of extreme other videos and watch them back to back.
Yes.
24 hours. You're good. Question answer. Let us know what you want to know. I know that there was a question earlier about how to start a field, and I don't know if they're still in here or not. But first thing you want to look at is insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, insurance. That's the number one thing, because it doesn't. You could build the greatest field on the planet, and if insurance won't cover you, you're closed before you even started.
Squirrel Airsoft, you're actually pretty close right there.
Yes. You're actually very
It's
close.
medic station, not car wash.
Why would he be in a car wash? He doesn't even own a car.
What? No, Tom wakes up in the car wash.
Yeah, why would he be in a car wash? He
Tom
doesn't even own a
owns a
car.
Yes, I do.
I don't understand where this is going. You know.
And I'm actually not being a smart. I actually legitimately own my car now.
Those little Japanese Matchbox cars are not
Oh,
cars. dude.
shut up.
All right, we figured it out.
You thought I was being serious, but no, it was just another lead up to a
How
pointless
how
short
dare
joke.
I assume that you were actually being serious?
How dare you assume it wasn't going to be a short joke?
That's true.
Why do you think so little of me?
You used that one already today.
I know. All right, I'm going to bed.
All right, see ya.
Bye, Ryan.
Hold on, let me stop for you. There, hop out.
No, just next time, just make me tuck and roll. It's more
Oh, sorry.
entertaining that way.
This will be
I
much
don't
more
actually
entertaining
know
when
how
we
to get
actually
out of
have
this
the
thing.
green screen set up.
Dude, when we start doing the green screen, it's gonna be hilarious.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
That's not, yep.
Be a little careful because we got a loose laptop here.
Yeah.
Well, I went to put my foot down in the bumper, and then I thought I saw Pete down there, and I missed the bumper and nearly did a split on the tailgate, which would have been really uncomfortable.
By the way, is it weird that when I said I was going to stop for him, I actually put my foot on in both the clutch and the brake? I mean, no, I know it's not weird. It's just habit.
To stop. Yeah, no. that's
Clutch
not
and brake. And then when I went to go release the brake, I did the clutch at the same time. It's just habit, man.
Anyway,
When you got that third pedal,
Tom,
you
building
just
a
got-
plate carrier. Will you test it out? What do you mean? Will I test it out?
Yeah, what does that's actually what I was going to follow up with when I was reading that. Like,
So before we answer that question, when you go ahead and do it, I guess now would be the time if anybody
Stay in
has
school, kids.
if anybody
Yes.
has any questions. So now would be the time to go ahead and ask.
Squirrel Airsoft, I drive an automatic too, and I do that as well. Actually, I drive one with the like a plus minus if you want to be somewhat cool, and that one really screws me up because I'm like, oh shit, oh wait.
Where's my clutch?
When I went from driving a manual to an automatic, that really messed me up. Like on every, I still do it on like almost every intersection, like at a stoplight. Like I take a second to like kind of think, because that's when I would be doing the motion of doing the building one from scratch, ground up, custom camo that I can't find a carrier in.
Yeah, I'll test it out. If you
All
build
right.
it, I'll test it. I'll be more than happy to. I'll even wear it around for an entire day just to test out the comfort level.
But then he'll shoot it with a pistol. I've seen him do it with other things,
What?
like the bird's eye lenses.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. I will actually shoot it, stress test
Oh, update on the bird's eye lenses. I bought a pair. Like, personal use, finally. I'm very happy with them.
I'm probably going to end up buying a pair of Wiley X.
Yes.
Because speaking of, we are actually going to be stocking Wiley X eyewear.
Whoa.
So you're getting NC-rated glasses, and most of the glasses that we're going to be getting actually come with the foam seal kits.
But Tom, who cares about that when we have extreme vice patches ready for people?
They're not ready yet, technically. Not until the event.
They will be ready at the event.
We already mentioned patches, though.
Shut up.
We already mentioned the patches.
I don't care.
We already mentioned the patches.
I'm doubling back now.
Anyway, so Wiley X eyewear, again, they're NC rated, and they have a bunch of different types of glasses, and you can take the foam kits out, so it's almost like it's a Hilo kit.
Starting a custom scar, and he's making it neon pink because you can. Good.
Cool.
Good.
Why not?
Good. You do you.
But those will be coming in.
Oh, hey.
Also,
paired up with
yes.
this right here, the Fisher Price SIG.
hashtag where's your Hilo kit?
Yes. That's gotta be put in the regulars.
Yes, it has to be.
It has to be.
That's a meme now.
It is.
But so
we gotta make
we're
an
gonna be stocking all
Instagram
that
video
in.
about that too.
But we're going to be stocking those in now, and I'm super excited. I'm definitely going to snatch myself a pair. And also, since we're on the topic of product that will be coming in, we were just approved to be a dealer for 511.
I literally just got an order in from them
I know.
today.
I know. We were just approved yesterday.
That's okay, because we're going to need more cameras.
Yeah, we're going to need more. But we were approved to be a dealer for 511. I don't know exactly
expensive
when.
stuff. I bought backpacks and boots and stuff. But you know what? If we can get them in, I might end up buying the, I think it's the Strike variant of the TDU.
Ooh, yes.
Because I feel like that would be better a little bit, but like they're $75.
Yeah, they're pricey.
But if we can get them in here,
So some of the clothing and the BDUs and whatnot that they offer, they can get pricey, but there are other pairs that really aren't all too bad. Like the Taclite TDU pants that I just recently picked up, and I think you picked
hey,
up
me
a pair
too.
too.
Yeah, I picked. That's why I asked her. I was like, "What are you running?" I'm just gonna get the same thing.
But the Taclite TDUs, those I want to say they were $50-$60.
They're like 47 or something.
They were somewhere around that price range.
They're comfortable
they're
too. They're
literally the most comfortable pair of pants I've ever worn.
You know what really surprised me? Like I put on the pants and like I'm a weird shape. Anyone who knows me, you know I'm like tall and skinny. So finding pants that actually fit is weird. They fit perfectly. I'm like, what?
So they're self-adjusting because they have an elastic waistband on them. They have
Take knee pads.
They do take the internal knee pads, so they actually have the inserts for them. They do have
I
the
recommend.
boot blousers on them, so if you were going to be blousing them, super comfortable. And then I also recommend the
Squirrel Airsoft. That's creepy that you know that. Stay out of my closet. Come on, man.
But like their combat shirts, they technically call them assault shirts or something like that.
Whatever.
But everything
still
they
good.
got, it's super awesome. I got to pick up a pair of boots from them.
If you have never run like 511, we're gonna get their plate carriers.
I don't know if I'm gonna go heavy with the plate carriers. We'll probably buy maybe like
Now their plate
onesies,
carriers are a
twosies.
little pricey, but they're really good.
Yes.
Like that's actually what I was about to say. Is like 511 if you haven't
I
run
might
them.
actually buy one of their chest rigs that they
You're wearing a
have.
511 hat right now.
I am wearing a 511 hat right now.
They make some really good stuff.
They do.
They really do.
But,
their
they have
backpacks
a-
are sweet.
They
Their
have a
BDs
great
are
chest rig
sweet.
that's on sale for like
I
$30.
know they do. And they what we should get in is the hex pattern ones.
Yes, super expensive, but modular as nobody's business.
He's the same size, so he knows exactly what it's like.
So
You go in and like you want to find the 32, 34, but I can find like 34, 34s, and it's like.
see, I have a 30 inseam,
All right.
and I'm a little bit larger now than what I used to be. as
And now
far
it's getting
as-
harder.
So it's getting harder because now I'm like at like 34 30s, and at one time I was actually 36 30s.
I found Target actually carries a pretty decent abundance of stuff in my size. Just because he says Walmart. I don't shop at Walmart that much just because I was never near a Walmart.
Well, the awesome part about buying from 511 is you can buy the length
Yep.
and the width that you need.
Yep.
It's not like you're going somewhere and it's, all right, here's a 3230.
Now, we can't guarantee that we can do that for you here in the store because we're going to be buying in batches, but we're going to try our best.
Well, the awesome part about the 511 stuff is their dollar amounts for subsequent orders are really not all that bad.
So you're saying we could easily do special orders?
So we could very easily do special orders. And I don't know, I'm not 100% certain on this one, but I do believe they also drop ship.
Now, I would point out that if you do need to get like BDUs and you want to go through us, which you absolutely should, because again, buy local, and you want to do the 511s, you probably want to do a special order just because fitment is kind of important for uniform stuff. If you're like saying, oh, I need to get soft shells, like whatever, it's a soft shell.
If you're getting like actual BDU pants and a BDU top,
you want
something that's going to fit.
Yeah,
properly.
Too loose is going to be a problem. Too tight is obviously going to be a problem. So.
But no, that I'm super excited for because like I said I just recently grabbed TDU pants, the assault shirt, the hat, and I got a free patch with it too. Actually, it's not this patch, but
I don't think I got a patch.
Yeah, I think it was.
How do you get a patch?
I think it was like orders over $110 or something like that.
Oh, mine was way over that.
You have to actually go to the coupon codes.
Oh, damn it! What was the patch?
It was a little mini 511 flag.
Speaking of, I finally got a replacement for the Fear My Tiny White Balls patch. It's on my backpack. You can see it.
Oh, no, yeah, I did see it. I was looking at it earlier. I also like the other one that you have on.
Oh, yeah, he just added that to his store. I was like, yep. Oh, yeah.
So, but definitely check out the 511 stuff when it comes on in. Like most of the stuff we'll probably get like onesies, twosies of, and then we'll do it on a special order.
Their boots are super comfortable. I could just say that about anything, actually.
True, that's true. But
they do pouches too.
They do, which we're probably gonna stock decent on the pouches instead of doing that as a special order, and
because like I mean, good pouches you're gonna want good pouches. Like
yeah.
I haven't
M90. I'm trying to remember what M90 looks like.
I finally got HSGI in green.
I
just gotta swap them in now.
We were trying to become a dealer for HSGI.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm not going to go into what happened, but let's just say they are out of their minds.
Yeah.
Swedish Splinter M90. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on that right now. I'm legitimately drawing a blank on what that looks like. Wait a second, we have a computer right here.
Oh, I got an alert because Extreme went. This is harder to do from this angle.
We.
// Sorry, Swedish Splinter.
Swedish. You know Swedish only has one E.
I do now.
Ooh, that is actually...
That is a weird looking BDU.
That is a very weird looking BDU, but I actually kind of like it.
Oh, so the team names I proposed all are Saab jet names. So the one that we're currently thinking Griffin is the modern one, which is a Griffin. The other ones I was going to suggest are Draken, which is dragon, or Viggen, which is lightning. This is the Viggen right here. They work. They sound good.
They do sound good.
Okay. Oh, hello.
That is hot.
I'm going to call it Bread Wolf. I want this sear coated.
Sear coated?
It's sear coated. I'm just going to say sear coated. Shut up. That is not.
No, that
those are too big.
Yeah, that one looks like.
So we found a gun that is Cerakoted in it.
Oh my god, that's hot.
Yeah, I like. That's not a bad camo. I might want to think about that for the green.
See, it's weird. I love odd camo patterns. I don't know what it is.
Don't like that too much. I like that better.
Yeah, I like the lighter version of that.
All right, let's go back to actually looking at the chat.
Yeah. So,
just found a store that online sells them.
Tom sends to me on Instagram or something.
Sure, why not? I don't know what it means.
Sure. But yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of like unique camouflage.
Mm-hmm. I am too. I just don't want to pony up the money to buy them.
True. Yeah.
That being said, if I ever find UCP Delta on sale, I'm buying it.
I'm gonna say that,
But you're not gonna do
and
it.
I'm never going to do it because even if it was on sale, it's still going to be way too expensive.
Nah, I used to shell out for Mark 23. Not worth the money.
Really? You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Really?
It doesn't give you an advantage.
Ow.
Like, it's not any more accurate than any other, like, of the better TM guns.
Ow.
It's just quieter. And who cares? It's Airsoft.
I think they're awesome.
They look good.
That's probably because I used one and I thought it was amazing.
All right, but you say that about every gun you shoot, so.
That ain't true. I'm very easy to please. Shh. Shh. Is it sad that I actually want to buy one just for the sake of memes?
No, you should.
And
You
run
should do
that-
it.
run that with
you
my
should
kit?
100% do it. You should do that during the Vice event.
Yes. And the VZ61.
I have not heard of Let Pat.
Neither have I. This is the first time I've heard of it.
You're going to use the VZ61, not the
Oh, I'll use both.
74U?
I thought I was going to do the G3.
Oh, you're going to do the G3, that's right. Yeah, just do the G3.
So bring your mags.
Oh, yeah, you kind of need those,
Yeah, I
don't you?
need
Yeah,
mags.
yeah. Those are hard to find.
Yeah, I just haven't.
But
had
you
a
know
chance
what?
to-
I know a particular hoe that has them. That's just how we're going to talk about them now.
See, the sad part about it is
That's just how we're going to talk about them now.
me and you, and then Cloudy, which I don't think Cloudy's in here
Cloudy's
right now.
clearly not watching.
Me and you know that, like, we know what the reference is, so it's not bad. But everybody watching just thinks that we're calling somebody a hoe.
I'm okay with that. That is weird.
That's very weird. I
like.
I don't like that style of it.
It
I
just-
kind of like that one.
It just looks like NES era dithering.
I do like this one.
Yeah, I get that.
I wasn't a fan of that first one.
Oh, this is a gift wrap, actually. You could just buy this, and
Oh,
that's awesome.
yeah, just wrap up your uniform in it.
Here, son, we got you an Airsoft gun, and it's gift wrapped in camo. Oh, they print it big. Is what it looks like. Yeah. That's.
Oh,
wow.
you know what? I kind of like that, actually.
That is. It's so big.
I do kind of like that. I thought it was like a tiny, like almost like ACU style.
This is like. This makes me think that they looked at like early, like the first Ghost Recon game, and they're like, yeah, we can just take those textures. You get what I'm saying, right? Doesn't it?
Oh, that was great.
You're laughing because I'm right.
Yes, absolutely, 110%. That is hilarious. Oh my god,
Man, I missed that game.
it's almost like somebody took
Mm-hmm.
like some sort of desert camo pattern. But then when they sent the file over to whoever was in charge
It
of
got
picking
corrupted.
the camo, no, it didn't get corrupted. They just had a really, really bad image of it, and it was all and it became digitized.
The
almost.
resolution went from,
the
like-
resolution went from like 1080 to 3.
3.
Oh, that's a,
The rights are owned by the country of Latvia. Good to know.
then I guess I'm not gonna buy
I'm
any.
not gonna run it. I would totally run it.
Oh, I would run that. I would run it into the ground.
All right, it has the gun time for my suppressor and red dot to go to something other than my.
Do you hear talking?
No, I mean when I was talking, I heard talking. When my face was making noise, I heard talking. No, I literally don't.
I think I'm going crazy.
A little bit. It has...
Like, it's very faint. It actually almost kind of sounds like it's music.
It was the gun time for my suppressor and red dot to go to something other than my Glock 9. I don't think it's Pete. I think he's just insane. I'm the one who's jet lagged and he's hearing things. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. Ooh, hour and a half, jeez. Greek can't move? Greek has a military? Greek has a military?
Greek has a military, yeah. They're called the Spartans. What if they were just the only country on Earth that still fought with, like, shields and spears? Just because that's how they do it?
That'd actually be hilarious.
I kind of dig that, actually. But I'm going to say that about most camos.
That looks very similar to the camo that I have, actually.
It does, actually. You know, I was thinking that, too. That just straight up is, I feel like. Odd.
That is very weird.
Do you have any other questions? I've run out of steam like
Yeah.
an hour ago.
So yeah, if there's no other questions, we'll just end up wrapping this up.
And we're gonna do a rapid app. I just keep stealing things from other YouTube channels now.
What's up, guys?
What's up, guys?
We're gonna open up our next podcast like that.
Okay? Well, we're doing it now.
What's up, guys?
Tom, come to Connecticut, and I'll bring to the Mystic Army Navy store where I find these things. I liked Army Barracks.
I am not driving to Connecticut.
So you got to drive to these as well. Army Barracks. They're in the northeast of Massachusetts and also in, like, Salem, New Hampshire. But they're pretty good for stuff, I find. They carry airsoft stuff too. Not that I'm plugging another store, but
all right.
But they're not an airsoft store, therefore they exist.
Yes, that is a true statement.
They carry some airsoft, but they're not an airsoft store.
They just happen to have airsoft guns.
I do like Alpenflag.
Alpenflage.
Mm-hmm.
I like Troppentarn.
Everyone likes Troppentarm. I prefer Flecktarm.
Yeah.
Just how it is.
Do they have a like an Alpine version of Flecktarn?
So I won't be able to spell Swedish the first time, but I'll be able to spell Flecktarn the first time. Like I said.
Nope, you spelled it wrong. Ah.
Well, there's your answer right there.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, this is urban, but urban and, I mean, that's pretty much the same. What is it? Oh, it's a Fallout 4 mod.
Fallout?
Interesting.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
I actually like that a lot. I love how it has like the greens and whatnot in there, almost like the ground is poking through the snow.
Like, that's kind of the point, I assume.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
That's just Hunter's camo. Yeah, no, I like that. This guy just chilling on his laptop.
Just doing his thing.
This would be Derek on the field. It's like, oh, hey guys, I gotta log into Ring of Elysium. I gotta get my XP for today. Like, Derek, we're in the middle of a game.
Norway has some decent camo.
Yeah, they do.
Some dude M58 style.
Yep.
I'll have to look at that later.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, I guess it's time to start wrapping up.
I mean, if you say so.
I was waiting to see how long it would take you to notice or say something. Anyway, so a couple announcements. We do not have any specialty gaming going on this Saturday, so definitely don't plan on.
So
coming
hold on,
out
wait.
here.
We don't have any specialty gaming on this Saturday because next Sunday is an event.
Yes,
That doesn't make any
I
sense.
was getting to that.
That doesn't make any sense.
How does that not make any sense?
Well, we would not have specialty gaming next Saturday because the day after is an event.
Yeah.
Then why would we have no specialty gaming this Saturday? Tom, I think you're lying.
I'm mixing up my days, aren't I?
Yeah, no, this Saturday night we got adult.
Yes.
Adult night is this Saturday.
Yes.
Next Saturday we don't. So this Saturday is adult night. This Saturday.
Yes.
The 30th.
What he said.
Is adult night. Next Saturday, don't got anything because Extreme Vice. Yeah, buddy. That was my first yeah, buddy since I got back. Yeah, buddy.
What he said.
Yes, what me said.
What is wrong with me?
A lot.
I think I had a stroke or something.
Probably.
So, now as far as April 7th goes, we do have the Vice Op, so the Saturday before that, which is not this Saturday.
Make sure you pre-reg and join the winning team.
Which will be my team.
No.
My team won the last one.
I hate to tell you, but I'm running the op and I'm writing the story for this one.
Okay.
I might have rigged it.
How dare you?
I might have. I can't be 100% sure
If you want to get technical, even with
No, I want to get actual.
Even with the Metro Op.
You lost that one. You lost that
No,
one.
okay.
I was there.
I'm not gonna say anything on camera,
You lost that one.
but you know what happened with that one.
Yeah, you lost that one. I was there.
You know what happened.
Look, you lost.
You know what happened with that one.
Stop crying about it. You lost.
You
Take
know
your L.
what happened with that one.
Take your L.
But anyway, if we don't count the Metro Op,
Which we do because you announced you lost.
if we don't count the Metro Op,
Okay, without giving
I am undefeated.
without giving any context as to why you're the one who chose to take an L for that one. So you cannot ignore it.
I know, but we're going
you
to
cannot
we're
ignore
going
it.
to ignore it for the sake of this argument. I am technically undefeated.
You know, with the exception of all the events I lost, I'm undefeated too.
I only have one loss.
Uh-huh. Keep telling yourself that. Should I tell them about what happened to the score at the last event?
No.
Okay.
Because if anything, you're just going to upset my team.
Yeah.
Actually, you're going to upset both teams.
Yeah. We promise for this next one we will actually be accurate and continue to count the
You mean
points
you
for
will
real.
be accurate?
I can't promise I'm going to hit anything, man. I promise that we will actually keep an accurate count of the points for every round.
You mean you're going to promise to accurately keep points for every round?
Yes.
I'm blaming that one on you.
Nah.
I'm not going to blame myself.
Of course not, because you want to claim that you won everything. I mean, clearly.
Well, I did win the last round.
Which was really confusing, because we didn't know that.
Yeah, it was very confusing.
Because my team literally lied to me.
Yeah. It led to both of us.
Yeah, and like the refs didn't tell us anything about who won that
Yeah.
one. It was weird.
You know what? In their defense,
Yes, they're kinda
they probably
dense.
didn't tell us because I flipped out at them.
You know, you kind of scared them. A little bit. And me. And yourself.
I did scare myself a little bit.
But not Scott, because Scott has like...
I still surprised the hell out of Scott, though.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Like, even he was just like,
Yeah, he was like, what?
What is going on?
In your defense, completely justified.
As long as somebody else says it's justified.
Like, literally, no one's going to have... Well, no, they probably heard you, actually. Like,
Oh, no, I guarantee
you
they
probably got
heard
it.
me.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were standing right there.
yeah. The players,
guarantee
they
they
probably
heard me.
know what we're talking about.
Anyway.
Welcome to Behind the Scenes at Extreme, where we absolve Tom of all his sins and losses.
So I guess technically, if you count the Vietnam op and the Metro op for technically what the true outcome would have been, they'd be flip-flopped.
Yes. Which means you only running like one real loss. I'm not
Yes.
I'm not counting Vietnam. That one we had some issues with the scoreboard, which is why.
Well, no,
we kinda-
that would technically be my real loss. If that was the case.
Oh yeah, no, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, so I mean, like, even with a loss, you have a pretty good record.
Yeah.
Like, better record than anyone else here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, whatever. Really, so who cares if you lost one?
I care, because I want to be perfect.
All right. Well. You probably should have gave up on that a long time ago.
Hey,
But,
that hurts.
whatever. Get over it. You'll be fine.
Anyway, so make sure you guys stay tuned for more information.
Pre-register.
Pre-register, yes, pre-register.
Go to the
Pre-register,
website. Do it right.
pre-register.
You want to do it, just do it for the patch.
Yes.
And for the fact that you save money. Like, why do you guys not pre-register more?
It saves you money.
It literally saves you.
Technically, it's saving you $10 because
You get the patch.
you get the patch for free.
Which
The
is
patch
$5.
$5. So you're technically saving $10.
By the way, if the box of patches is not empty by the time the event is done, I'm going to take it as a personal offense.
I am going to take it as a personal offense.
Take everything as a personal offense.
Yeah. That's besides the point.
All right.
Wait, what is that supposed to mean?
There we go. I was waiting for that reaction.
So, but pre-reg, you get that patch, and
Speaking
even
of
if you
Derek.
don't pre-reg, it's only $5. So, definitely pick one up. It is actually like I said, it's probably out of all the patches from any of the events that we've done, it is my absolute favorite one.
Those look, like, I will admit, like, stylistically it's kind of simple, but it really kind of looks good.
It does.
You know?
It looks really, really good. So definitely check that out. And then stay tuned for pretty much details on any of the feature ops, a podcast for more in-depth information.
What we're here for.
Reviews. It's not, basically from this point on, it won't just always be Chuckles on the review. It'll basically be kind of flopping around a little bit. So there's not really going to be one dedicated person for all of the reviews.
I just also kind of want to say this now, like, the review schedule might be a little spotty, just one, because I'm recovering from, traveling across the world, but also because there's a lot of other things I also have to work on at the same time, like promo videos and stuff that I might not have the time to do a review video all the time. Luckily,
So-
I told you about how much time it took me to do the last review, right?
For
The UTG site one.
to render it.
No.
Oh,
to actually physically edit it.
Yeah, it took you.
It was like
almost no
20.
work.
It was like 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Well, because the new format that you do.
It was
is a
so
lot.
quick that I signed into Deputy, signed out when I set it to go render, and Deputy was like, "Yeah, you didn't work long enough. We're not gonna count it." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. So
But
the new
yeah,
workflow really works well.
Yeah,
which
I
is good.
think the new format that we're going to be using for that is one, it's going to make it easier on you, and it's just going to overall heighten the quality of the video too.
And once we actually start scripting these things,
And once we start scripting,
because then I can have an actual B-roll list instead of just remembering what I need to do.
yes.
So again, welcome to Behind the Scenes with Extreme Airsoft.
But make sure you go ahead and hit this.
I'll just drop my drink.
Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that the like button. Hit the notification bell. Join the notification squad. I don't know why everybody calls it a notification squad.
I don't
know why most people call it a notification squad. But hit the notification bell, because if you don't hit the notification bell, you're never going to be told when a new video pops up.
Yep.
And I don't know about you, but I would like to know when our videos pop up.
That'd be
so
nice.
I can watch them.
It would be nice.
So make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you guys go ahead and like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter, because we actually do have a Twitter, believe it or not.
I was going to ask about that, actually.
We do have a Twitter.
All right.
So like us on Instagram. Send us a carrier pigeon. Come here by train. Telepathically communicate with us. Call us. Go to the website.
Penguin sled is always my
Things-
favorite.
What?
Penguin sled. It's like a dog sled, but with penguins.
I can dig it.
Yeah, that was always my favorite.
I can dig it. But do all the things, all the stuff. Come on down, check it out, and we'll be seeing you next time.
See ya.
It's been No Name.
And Decoy.
Have a good night.
I'm going to give it a minute. Because what Ryan did last time was he ended it too soon, so they were buffered.
Yeah, they were kind of in the middle of
A few seconds.
saying a word, and then all of a sudden you just kind of ended.
Not me.
Well, I meant, yeah, just,
All right.
yeah.
So we're just going to stop talking for like
Yeah.
15 seconds. Or now.